All right, new episode of the Danny Beal Show out now. We have Jared Plummer, ECU Jungle legend. Obviously avid Pirate fan, but great conversation with him talking to him about his background in athletic training, working with athletes specifically, and then a bunch of ECU talk, stories, funny Jungle moments. Him with his toddler when we won the regional in 2019. But cool conversation with him. Hope you guys enjoy it, and let's go. All right, welcome back. Another new episode of the Danny Beal Show. A very special guest, one that a lot of you guys probably know and love, and has been around in the Pirate baseball and Pirate athletic scene for a long time. But a member of the Jungle, one of the leaders of the Jungle. No, not maybe a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see.
Jared Plummer, thank you for coming on the show and taking the time to come chat with us.
No, you're welcome, man. Look, any chance to talk about Pirate athletics and Pirate Nation, I love it. We're in.
There you go. Well, let's get right to it. How have you been? How has, I guess, your off season been? I guess the summer's the one time of the year where we're away from
That's right.
football, basketball,
you got
baseball.
it, man.
How have you been?
It's been good. I've got a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old, so they're keeping us busy.
There you go.
But no, some runs down. My wife's family's down from Wilmington, so we get on there and boat on the weekends and whatnot. So
Sure.
it's been good, man. We've had a great weekend. It's time to fire it back up, though.
You ready for football start?
Yeah,
Yeah.
big time.
We'll get into a preview at the end of the episode, and
Yeah,
we can hear your thoughts and your record predictions
love
and
it.
all that
Let's
good
go.
stuff. But I like to start every episode with most guests just kind of like your background, because I always find it intriguing, especially the guests that we have on. Everybody's got a different background. Everybody's got a different place from where they come from and how they always get to being where they are, where they're avid Pirate fans. But I know you a little bit of your story, but everybody may not. Tell us a little bit about where you came from, all the athletic training stuff, and the ability that you've had to really relate to athletes and all that good stuff.
Yeah, sounds good. I was born in Williamson, right up the road. So Greenville was always the metropolis. And then my parents are school teachers. So my dad got his master's from here. My mom got her undergrad degree from East Carolina, and we moved to Edenton when I was in 3rd grade. And then I had a chance to move back to East Carolina. Decided to go to East Carolina, study sports medicine, and got my undergrad degree there. And then got my master's degree down at Southeastern Louisiana University.
Oh, yeah.
So I was a Lion. I worked with primarily baseball, but I also was with football as well. And then from there, I went to University of Maryland. I was the baseball athletic trainer primarily. I worked football as well. And then to get to kind of where you want to be in athletics, you kind of have to hop, skip, and jump usually. Stay here a year, stay there 2 years. So I went from Maryland to I was a football athletic trainer at Florida Atlantic University. And then had an opportunity to go to the SEC. So I was
Howdy-dowdy.
That's right. So I went to Ole Miss, and that's where I finished my traditional athletic training career. So I worked with football there. And then my mom had some health issues, so I made the decision to move back closer to home. And I started working for a company called Don Joy Orthopedics. See the knee braces, college football, and the NFL. That's the company.
I think Holly is worn, and Holly and Molly for sure has worn the knee braces.
Yeah,
that you
no,
guys have made.
So I'm their rep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, perfect. Then, yeah, there you go.
Unfortunately, we've gotten to know each other pretty well.
Yeah, I figured.
But yeah, so I'm the Don Joy Orthopedics rep for Eastern North Carolina. So I started that in it's more than 12 years or so. So
Wow.
It's funny because I hated sales reps. It's ironic I became one, but it gave me a chance to move back closer to home.
Yeah.
It's been a blessing.
Makes it easier. I like you said, I've heard all about your athletic training career, but diving more into that aspect of it after you graduated from Southeastern Louisiana and all that stuff, and you go into the realm of, like you said, college athletics and essentially starting from the bottom.
Yeah.
What was it like kind of getting into that? job site where it's, you kind of understand where you're going to have to hop around a little bit. You're not going to be making great money right away. Like, what is it? Is it daunting? Is it exciting? What was it like right out of college?
It's exhausting, but you go back, look. I mean, 20 years later, the best days of my life.
Yeah.
Think about it. The bus rides are terrible, but like now that you're kind of working your way out, you're like, man, those are some of my favorite times.
Oh, yeah.
Same thing for athlete. Look, I've got some of my favorite athletes I still talk to 20 years later. So, when you're in it, when you're in the grind, you have to, you're just grinding out. And like you said, to kind of get to where you want to be. And everything wasn't strategic, but, you build your network and hopefully you work your tail off enough that people take notice.
Sure.
And so you get opportunities. And, you take those opportunities and, hopefully you do a good job and you're able to go to the next opportunity if you feel like it's right. And, but no, there are long days, I mean, you've got the guys that are hurt all the time, but you got to get them back. And but I miss those times. Like those are the times that, in hindsight, man, you love it.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because I remember when we had Sailor on. He was like, I don't really miss the baseball stuff. I miss because he was like, I gave it all I had. I don't have any regrets, but I miss like the crappy stuff we did. Like I miss the stuff off the field where we're hanging out, but I also miss like the workouts. I miss 300s. I miss Mission Week and all that stuff. He's like, I would kill to go back and do that again. I feel like every person I talk to that's in the realm of athletics has that same answer where it's like when you're out of it, you miss the stuff that you used to dread.
It's like you miss the grind because
Yeah.
Because you're doing it with your guys. And even as an athletic trainer, you've got your staff and maybe your students and your other full-time staff, but those athletes, like I love them. Like I do. I'd do anything for them.
Yeah.
And you guys are all grinding and you're doing your best to help them get to where they want to be. And then you by default get to learn. I can't tell you a lot of I've had some really cool experiences that I know about, but I don't remember a lot about games. I know there's been some great games that we've been a part of and Cotton Bowl wins and stuff like that, but I don't remember a lot of the plays, but I remember what led up, the week leading up to that and stuff. So it's pretty cool.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Let's get into a little bit of those moments. Obviously, at each stop you had Maryland, working directly with baseball. Who was the head coach at Maryland at the time?
It was Terry Rupp at the
Okay.
time. So he was a D2. I think he's a Hall of Famer from Florida, the Florida area. So he became the head coach at Maryland, and then also worked with football. That was Ralph Region.
Nice. Okay. What were first job too? What were those experiences like? Because they were what big?
No, that was ACC.
Oh, they were
They were in ACC at the time. So look,
ACC, that's right.
going from East Carolina to Southeastern Louisiana. Southeastern at the time was 1AA in football, and then Division I baseball. But going to Maryland as my first job, it was an awesome opportunity.
Big dogs.
That's right. It was there was some connections, there was some networking there, and it gave me a chance to start off at a pretty high level. Maryland baseball isn't known for being, but it's still ACC.
Yeah.
And you still have some elite athletes, and I enjoyed my time there. It was too cold. It's funny. It was so cold. I hated the cold, and so like the people that live up there. Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from. I grew up in North Carolina. I was born in Chicago.
Okay, I thought
So
you were okay.
we experienced
okay,
both.
Got it. Okay. I was like, I was so cold, I didn't like it to the point I went down to South Florida. So
Yeah,
anyway,
exactly. It's like, all right, I'm good on
I
this.
was like,
I've
wait a
had a
minute, an
couple
outdoor
years.
sport, and it's 20 degrees, but going back to it, like I miss the grind of that.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
but no, the experience was awesome. Had some really good athletes. Brett Cecil was a pitcher who ended up with at the Blue Jays organization for a long time, and like you've got the stories about how these are the things you would never know. I get the phone call from his girlfriend, and you answer unknown numbers. You, of course, had all my athletes' numbers saved,
Right.
but he hurts his back moving his clothes from the washer to the dryer. Now the joke was he was the franchise. Like we knew he's the guy.
He's the
So,
truth.
like,
Yeah, he's the
but
savage
he lived
of the
in
group.
in my apartment complex. So it's like I
Oh,
come
really?
over and he's like on the ground, and he's like, Jerry, I don't know, man. I did something. So like he ended up having a disc injury, like a back,
No
like a legit
way.
back injury. But those are the things that you
Moving
remember.
laundry. Jeez Louise. What because I always find it fascinating when I ask coaches this. What was it like moving those two times from when you went to FAU from Maryland and then when you went to Ole Miss from FAU? What was were the decisions like? Was it super easy? Was it transitional? What was it like?
Good question. It depends. There's a lot of timing you got to figure out because you don't want to leave the prior staff hanging. Do you wait till the end of the season? Yes, but you also don't want to do it right before the next preseason.
And you want to prioritize yourself, I feel like.
But you also got to watch out for yourself.
Yeah.
That's right. There's a time to be a little more selfish versus others, but really it's all about communicating with your staff. But to answer your question, yeah, it's daunting. But I mean, I can say the day that I left FAU to go to Ole Miss, I had all my stuff packed. We had the spring game. Literally the trailer was packed, so I pulled my truck out, drove the spring game. We did the spring game. I said bye to everybody. I jumped in the car and then drove 13 hours to Oxford, Mississippi. So but that's part of the, it's like, man, this is the exciting, holy cow, this is happening.
Yeah.
But the interview process and stuff, that's trying to work that in. Of course, I've been communicating that with all the staff. Nothing was secret. There's some instances where I know I've had some people say, had to do this in secret, and I'm kind of drop a bomb on people. But in our profession, you never know when you're going to see those people again.
Yeah,
so you got to be careful with it. So there's definitely some timing aspects of it, but yeah, it's a lot of logistics, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that the coaches have said too. It's like, don't burn bridges, because you literally never know where that relationship could come up with somebody that's higher up than you, or it's really important to have that relationship. And it's like, if you treat it like it's nothing down the road, you could get burned for it.
No question. I was at Ole Miss because of a girl that was a assistant when I was a grad assistant at Southeastern Louisiana. I took a soccer job, athletic trainer job at Ole Miss, and so 8 years later, she's like, "Hey, we got a job at football. Think it'd be great." I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, SEC football sign me up.
Yeah. And when do I jump on the plane?
Yeah,
so,
exactly. Well, what was the SEC like? Tell us about it. I mean, how long were you there for? A few years, right? Yeah. So
3.5, 4 years. So
what was it like?
Football season. It was awesome.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Just from an athletic standpoint, you've got defensive linemen that are running as fast as safeties in some places, and the difference is, I'll say this, even from at the time Sun Belt and then ACC and SEC, a lot of those first team guys are all pretty, they're certainly bigger and a little faster, but they're about on the same level. But I'm gonna tell you, you go back and look at some levels, some schools, some players, you have to drag on the field, right? Mm-hmm. They're hurt. Are they a little hurt? Are they injured? Or are they hurt? You know what I mean?
Right? I get it.
So you've got some guys that you're trying to drag onto the field. At Ole Miss, the second guy is better than you, or as good as you, or definitely pushing you. And those are the guys you have to drag off the field, right? So there was a noticeable difference in not just caliber of athlete. That's pretty much the same, but the number 2 guys, number 3 guys, they're pushing for position. And if that starter gets pulled out, he knows he may not come back.
Yeah,
right.
Wally Pipp, literally,
be the guy.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but no, it's facilities are awesome. You have our smallest stadium was ours, probably at Oxford. 65,000 people, and it was awesome. You run out of the tunnel, you get the chills, and we seem to have the flights. Going over pregame flights, going over. So that was, just it's different. But then the game happens, and then you're focusing on, this is what I'm looking at. This is what's happening. It's all the same on the sidelines. It's always chaos and all the stuff.
It always is,
but you just have to turn the mics up a little bit louder on the earpieces, for the bigger stadium.
Yeah, exactly. What was your favorite? I mean, I was going to ask you later, but since we're talking about it, what was your favorite road experience? And all encompassing, whether it's the stadium, whether it's the fans, whether it's the game, whether it's the the hotels you're staying at, the food you're eating. What was it like?
A bunch of answers. The short answers are my favorite, probably single moment. We were playing at Alabama.
Yeah, I figured.
And
it's always got something to do with.
But
Alabama.
you ready for this? Though? My favorite experience environment was South Carolina.
Really?
Wild. We were top 10 in the country. It was a Thursday night ESPN game. That place was on fire.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, but anyway, they go back to it. Bama. We're playing at Bama. We get there early. I go there early, make sure the students and the GAs are getting everything set up right, and then I'd usually shoot back to the hotel. And I get a call on the radio. This is way before the game. We probably had I think we had a night game. This is in the afternoon, so we're setting up. And we get a phone call. I get on the radio, "Hey, Jared, come up to the bus. Come up to the bus." I'm like, "What's wrong?" That was when, and I jump on the bus thinking somebody's hurt or something. I don't know. I'm like, "Hey, what's happening?" Nobody was telling me what's going on. So I'm like in a dead sprint from the 40-yard line on the other side through Bryant-Denny Stadium out
hauling the mail to where what's going on.
There's something wrong. I'm the only certified guy there now, and go up on the bus. I'm like, "What's wrong?" And they're like, "You're gonna want to see this." And Magazoo,
picks
off NC State.
No, that's right.
They were watching it I got to watch him him make that play.
Oh,
so that's my
man.
favorite moment that I remember. That's also an ECU moment. I got to watch Mags pick off with Russell Wilson, I guess.
Russell Wilson. That's so cool.
So that was my favorite as far as that goes. But no,
Did you guys win that night?
Probably not. But
okay.
I don't. So to be honest with you, I don't really remember.
Yeah, like you said,
I don't remember.
It's all the other moments.
It's rough, but no. But I remember. I remember. I remember an injury. Kid Brandon Bolden, who's actually still in the league, ironically.
He played with the Pats.
Running back, with the Pats for years, and then he was with the wherever Los Angeles is now.
The Rams.
Well, yeah, but
Chargers.
Yeah, or Raiders.
Raiders.
Are they Las Vegas? Is that what they are now?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Shows how much people care about your team.
Oh, are you? Sorry, I didn't mean to. But yeah, those are some of my favorite. Look, even you go back to it, and certainly you can edit as you need. But I was at Florida Atlantic. We're playing at Oklahoma State. Mm-hmm. And you get to know some of these pilots because a lot of times we're using the same charter company.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, so our charter company. And so I see the guys at the bar. We fly back in. Or fly in Friday night before the game, and we had some injuries, some other issues. With a guy named Howard Schnellenberger. Schnelly was, you go back and watch the 30 for 30.
Miami legend.
Started
yeah.
Miami, yeah. So he was the head coach at Florida Atlantic the year I was there, and I could
name the field after him.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and then the guy's a legend. He was he was a pallbearer in Bear Bryant's funeral.
That's not
the
that's
Junction
not bad.
Boys. It was him. I've got so many stories about that. But we go in. We're at the bar. I'm asking Stillwater Airport's really small runway, and we were just chatting. I was like, hey, kind of rough landing. Kind of joking with the guys. They're like, hey, we had to slam on brakes. The short runway. He goes, look, if it rains tomorrow, we're gonna have an extra X number of 1,000 pounds. He goes, we're gonna have difficulty getting up. I'm like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, why would you tell me that?
I don't need that. I was like, is that why you're here at the bar?
Yeah, exactly. Just getting your mind right.
Crazy. So then, sure enough, it rains during the game. So I'm sitting here like, okay, we have X number of thousands. I was like,
in the back of your head, you're like, oh no.
You ready for this? They say, hey, we need all the offense and defensive linemen to go to the back of the plane. I'm like, why? So sure enough, we have this shift weight, and then we pull up, we taxi, we get into the runway, and he starts backing up, and I'm like, he is trying to use every
inch
foot of
So
yeah.
That's
so
nuts.
Those are things that yes, we lost the game against Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Well, we got the check. We collected that check.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
I remember we had to do that. I think we were on the way back maybe from Vandy or two. We were on the way back, and it was a plane where you and me are next to. We're packing like sardines. Yeah, and it's like. Yeah, we're gonna need Bryson. We're gonna need Seth Goodell. We're gonna need all you guys to get in the back, and we're gonna So it's just, but it's crazy how that stuff works.
Yeah.
But today's episode is brought to you by Curtis Construction. Proudly celebrating 65 years of excellence, Curtis Construction has been going since 1960 and has been dedicated to servicing commercial roofs with quality, integrity, and unbeatable service. From replacements and restorations to repairs, inspections, and emergency services, they've got you covered. Whether you need a trusted roofing partner or want to learn more about the trade, you can visit Curtis Construction at curtiscc.com or give them a call at 252-523-1078. That's 252-523-1078. Shout out to Kelly Casey and her team for supporting the show. They're huge supporters of ECU baseball and a lot of the players as well, and I appreciate you guys, and thank you for sponsoring the show. This episode is brought to you by Crush Vodka, the official vodka of the ECU Pirates. Crush Vodka is made right here in downtown Greenville. It is 7 times distilled, twice filtered over coconut shell carbon. Crush Vodka is also gluten-free and sugar-free. You can find bottles of regular vodka, orange, vanilla, cherry, grapefruit in ABC stores throughout Pitt County, and it's coming to all ABC stores in the state very, very soon. 100% of the profits from their regular Crush Vodka is donated to Team Boneyard to support ECU Athletics as well. Shout out to Brett Oliveria for support of the show. Crush and Sup Dogs has been great for the community. And, of course, ECU Athletics, and we appreciate your guys' support of the show. Thank you, guys. At all 3 of those stops, especially doing what you do now as your profession, how have you taken those experiences and those, I guess, you've obviously got great people skills and you could talk to anybody as you can see, but what have you taken from those moments in those colleges and those college towns to being able to be a rep and have those relationships with athletes still?
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. There are a lot of places that you may go, you may not have resources that other places have. Mm-hmm. But to that athlete needs to know that we're in control. We've got everything taken care of. I've done this 1,000 times.
Yeah.
You don't lie to a kid ever.
No.
But you can also you have to approach it from a positive atmosphere, right? Like on an injury standpoint, those guys, you don't expect to be injured. How do you overcome it? So like, there's a psychology aspect of it too.
But tell me, trust me, I have a girlfriend that's torn to ACL, so
she's
deal with the psychology aspect every day.
Oh no question about it. So to answer your question, how you take that, and there's so many experiences in and around athletics: how to work in a team, how to communicate with patients, how to communicate with doctors, how to communicate with parents. Parents that live vicariously through their kids. I think that's helped to be able to say, hey, look, I've had to deal with this before.
Mm-hmm.
It does open up to different situations and stuff like that. I think that's helped on the sales side. But I'll also say all those years I was traveling around, I was always wanted to know what was going back on in Greenville and in the jungle.
Yeah, and that brings you back here.
And there we are.
Was it always something that obviously, like you said, you just told the story about Damon. Were you always like pirate, like athletics in every aspect, or was it when you came back, that's when you really dove into, all right, now I'm here and I'm not rooting for anybody else. Sure. It's always Pirates.
I was brainwashed to be a Carolina fan.
Jeez, that
and
sucks.
I grew out of it. Yeah, no, I grew out of it. Many don't. But no, I was brainwashed to be a Carolina, because Carolina basketball, it's kind of what the thing was. No, man. Once I probably 99. I don't remember what year, but when we were playing South Carolina, we were playing Syracuse at home for football, and it was pouring down rain. And I think it was Keith Stokes maybe that year. He was a punt returner, and the place was alive. Dowdy Ficklin. Look, and I grew up going to ECU games. So, I remember the 91 season. I was 10 years old. So I always had ECU football and stuff.
Right.
But I think my freshman year, I realized, man, this is home, man. Mm-hmm. I love this place. So from then on, that the passion started. And, out in the jungle, the old jungle, Harrington Field jungle, where you're standing up on, you've got center blocks with the 2x4s, and you're standing on the outfield, and you back the car up, you're drinking the beers off the back. Man. But to answer your question, once I moved back, I just wanted a more official way of being a fan. I was out of athletics now, which is a little bit of a transition point for me too. I was, you're grinding for so long, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, now what? I still had a chance to go back to sporting events and stuff like that. It still kind of, kept me going.
Right. Well, you segued right into it. You could be a podcaster, but what is with the jungle, and we'll get into the Twitter account and all that good stuff after. What was, I always find it interesting because I asked Brian the same thing. What was, I hate to call it eras, but what is the new jungle like versus the old jungle?
Let's do it. Okay.
Yeah.
I love it. Tony Brown and Charlie Martin started the jungle back in 79 to 81. They both fight about it, depending on how many drinks they've had. So we jokingly call them the OGs, and it's not just those two guys, and it's all their crew.
Sure.
Charlie's son was one of my best friends in undergrad.
Okay.
So Charlie Martin Jr. That kind of helped me get plugged into that group of guys back in school. They have their own thing. They're more center field, left field, center field. But they're the guys that started everything. And they honestly taught us how to you police your own. Like, it's okay to stand, like, think about accountability partners, with in athletics, right? Like the left field, we try to police. We don't cuss, don't talk about the girlfriends, don't talk about all the things. So to go back to it, you've got your center field, left field guys that are the OGs, the guy that started everything, and they have their section, and they're awesome, and we love everything about it. Left field is a little more family friendly, but you also have your guys that are in your 20s to 40s, 20s maybe 50s now. I'm not in the 50s yet, but you have those guys that are kind of the next generation of it, and then you got your students in right field, which need to be as insane.
Those guys are unreal.
Love it, but there's definitely different pods and based off of what your age level or your family level is, they all have their own thing. I mean, you know what I mean?
That's a good way to put it.
No, I don't really know how to say it. Other than, so you kind of have your different sections, but I love that because the jungle is the entire outfield.
It's a jungle, literally.
It is a literal jungle. Right field is insanity. The students should be getting as obnoxious as they can.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
I'm hopefully not throwing beer on players, but, if it's going to happen, it might happen over there.
Yeah,
that's right. But that being said, no, it's been nice to see, like, we've got our little group, and we never got a group of, 6, 8, or 10 or so. But then you've got, I just love the fact there's a family atmosphere, and you've got, so I can raise my kids. We've got all these kids that we've been seeing 4, 5, 6 years old that are now 10, 15.
It's scary, man.
Yeah, it's
Even
been-
Bubba, it's like, dude,
right?
what happened?
I know. He just got a
It just got a car, and I'm
I know.
like, what are we
He pulled up
doing?
the other night. We live in the same neighborhood. Oh, by the way, as the deal days,
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, Bryn, we're gonna hey, this is the neighborhood. I really think we should look at. She's like, okay, sounds good. I really love it. I was like, we're kind of close to the deal days. And she goes, that's cool. I love it. I was like, no, like
No, I
like
just want you to know.
5 houses.
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
And thank God they have so many girls because they're our babysitters.
Yeah. It makes
That's
it
big
makes it a little bit easier.
It does. It helps.
Yeah,
It
no
helps the
doubt.
budget.
I think it's, like you said, it's spot on because I think it's interesting with the pods and stuff because it's not all just one big group of everybody doing the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
you have the drunk college kids that are going to say some stuff that you probably wouldn't find in left field.
Yeah.
You're also going to find some stuff that they wouldn't do in left field.
Sure.
But left field is, because, I mean, the first memory I have of the jungle is the Quinnipiac game in 2019 when
Yeah.
we're bringing care packages to kids. And
Anthony Cruz.
he's being the
left
nicest
fielder.
dude on the planet, and I'm sure we'll get into that story later. But
Yeah.
it is cool to see because every single even when we're doing the jungle jog, you see different people in every single aspect of like left, center, right center. It's so cool. It really is. You guys do a great job.
What I think the jungle is a microcosm of Pirate Nation.
Yeah.
Right. And I just look, and it's the different generations, and we've got to pull up the kids that are in. We've got to develop the next generation of Pirate fans, and then ECU alum and stuff like that. So which becomes the Pirate Club donors, which become
for
the names
sure.
on those buildings, right?
Right.
So like I think that the Martins and the Browns help to build what is maybe the left field, maybe the megaphone guys now.
Sure.
Which in theory, hopefully, is helping the families that are just a little farther over, maybe the students that are doing their own thing and they're picking up, they're making their own traditions and doing their own thing. But hopefully, they kind of see what's happening a little farther over, towards center and right, or center and left. And it's awesome. It is literally, it is a microcosm of Pirate Nation. I love it.
Yeah, this isn't something that you don't already know, but I think it's such a welcoming environment, even for away fans. And again, we'll get into all this later. But it's so nice to see that everybody that comes here is like, dude, we love it. The fans are so nice. Like hey, grab some beer, grab some food, whatever you need. Like it is whatever you need whenever you need it. And
we want them to want to come back. Mm-hmm. And what's the point of just being? Look, and don't be wrong, we'll give it to them
as you should,
right? I mean, we're gonna wear the guy out, but it's all clean, it's all funny, and we'll get into stuff of that stuff later. But you don't want them to come like, God, man, there's a bunch of just turds.
Yeah, for sure.
And especially in the family, look, especially the people that travel, those are usually parents. And I was around it for years, and you get to know those families, and they're going through the grind too. But I just love the weekend series when you have the first game, and you're like. You see a couple parents like, okay, we just want to check this place out. And we're like, hey, cool.
Yeah,
hey.
they're walking, treading so lightly.
That's right. It's like,
yeah.
hey, are we okay? And like, hey, man, look, come on
Enemy
back here. We got to
territory.
be. Hey, why don't you come up here 4 hours before the game?
Yeah.
Come up before. We're going to cook a pig tonight.
Yeah, we're
We're
tailgating.
like, hey, come out. So then by Sunday, we're doing fireball shots.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So-
Shotgun and beers in the
Yeah,
parking
no doubt.
lot.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah.
Well, how the now pretty much world famous Twitter account you got? How did you go about starting that? What was that decision like? And how have, honestly, one of the more admirable things, how have you kept up with it? Because it is not easy being able to film all those videos and post them and get them out like that.
Yeah, so for years I traveled and went different places. And I loved Harrington Field and the jungle. I loved it. I've always loved baseball.
Mm-hmm.
I was a very average middle school catcher.
Okay.
But I loved it.
Yeah.
So no matter where I went, I always wanted to know. I really did. I wouldn't call homesick because I love what I was doing, but I always wanted to say, man, what's going on back in the? Oh man,
Yeah.
I see that. I know they're playing, an in-state team. Oh man, they won, 3-2. Man, I'm curious how that game was. So, so when I moved back in 2012. I didn't start the jungle account until 18, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a window there. I was just a fan like anybody else. To be blunt, I got frustrated, and I don't want anybody to get mad. I wasn't frustrated at the people that were doing the marketing of the baseball program, but they were understaffed. There wasn't the resources that we needed to have, and we have now.
Yeah,
and don't get me wrong, I think we need more because we always want more, right?
Yeah, of course.
But,
exactly.
But the truth is, look, my wife. So to go back to it, we're playing Carolina the weekend before at home. It was a travel series, and home, away, neutral, and we had beaten. I think it was Trey Benton was on the mound and pitched his tail off. We won 2-1.
I remember that.
insane atmosphere. I guess we had the third largest crowd in our history at the time. Just under 6,000.
This is the same year Carolina went to Omaha too.
It had to, yeah, I think it was because they were, they were 6. Yes, I think it was.
No, they were good.
And I don't exactly remember how to, but I mean Trey Benton just was laying guys down, and then Tyler Smith came in. So those two guys just mowed them down. Just had the atmosphere is insane. And then all I saw on our social media, like I'm not bashing it, but they would do like third inning, sixth inning, ninth inning updates, and it's like ECU leads 2-1 third inning.
Just the most bland thing.
And I'm like,
no videos. Like
you didn't see
what just happened?
Number
There's 6 team in the country.
Following the people following this, and they're like, okay, cool. So it was 2-0, and it's 2-1 or whatever. No,
Dang, must be a pitcher's duel. Who
the
knows?
place was in. Yeah, so I was frustrated the weekend before, and then we played somebody in midweek. And to be honest with you, I had a couple drinks. I'm not an obnoxious drinker, but I had a couple drinks. I was like, man, I'm gonna start a Twitter account. And my wife is like, you loser.
Mix in a water, brother.
Right, that's right. Let's try this. Now, my wife did sports marketing at Houston, Georgia Tech, Florida State.
Oh wow, nice.
And at ECU as well. She went to grad school here. Ironically, we both met after we both got out of athletics. Which is kind of cool. But so Bryn goes, you loser, you're gonna be one of those guys. Yeah. I'm like, hopefully not one of those guys. But then I was like, so like my first ever tweet was, I guess we were coming into the Wichita State series. They were top 25, and Cliff Godwin jumps on a video and is like, hey, you guys should come out. Like he's trying to, come out to the game.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to retweet this. This is my first.
Yeah.
And retweet it. And it started as that. And I think we're at. I don't know how many we have now.
We can get the producer. But I mean,
it's become a little bit of a monster. But it started as a joke, and now I'm like, you know what? I want to post all the things that I wished I could have seen when I was away. Mm-hmm. I just want people to know, like, not just the fans' perspective, but we invited Michael and Anna.
How much do you think it is?
14,000.
A little bit more. I mean, it's 14,700. It's 14,700, which is insane to think about.
I really don't. I don't look at that. So somebody's like, man, hey, you're about to get 14,000. That's awesome.
Yeah, you're almost at 15. These big milestone.
These idiots. What are these guys that don't have anything else to do? Yeah. No, but I wanted people to see a fan's perspective.
Yeah.
And one of the first things I did, and also I was like, you know what, we need more media coverage. So I reached out to Baseball America, and
did you really? Wow.
Yeah. So you may not know this. Michael and Anna was a beat writer, and I saw that he had gone to some places at with Baseball America. I reached out to him and said, hey man, we'd love to have you if you're interested in coming. We've got a game coming up, or I don't remember if it was I don't remember what game. I don't know if it was series. I don't know if it was postseason. But I reached out to him and said, hey, if you come out, here's my cell phone number. I'd love for you to spend the weekend with us. And he did a huge expose on us.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And I'll try to I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Maybe we can link it in the.
He now works for the state, South Carolina publication. But he worked with Baseball America for years, and that was the first time that I had really seen really good publicity. Not that there was bad publicity, but like actual publicity from a national brand.
Wow.
So they were like, hey, let me reach out to Fit and Rogers and all these guys doing baseball. All these guys, let's just see. And so over time, you realize, okay, we can do something good. Not just, hey, here's a cool video of whatever, which I think is awesome. But to go back to it, it's hard to keep up. And now that I got a kid, I have 2 kids that as far as I know, only 2 kids. My wife never laughed at that joke, but there's 2 kids that I know of, and no, it's you got the kid on the side, and but no, the truth is I don't live through the screen. I'm all in it. So like I'm videoing, like especially with a megaphone, I'll throw it on here. I don't actually see what I'm.
But you're just watching the game.
Yeah, so I'm watching the game. So some people are like, hey, just shut up and watch the game. I'm like, believe me, I'm all in on this game.
I want you guys to experience the same thing that I'm getting to experience.
That's right. But the truth is, there are plays I miss, and I don't record everything. It seems like it. But I'll record if I know there's a runner on second base.
It's a big moment.
Yeah, there's there's an opportunity here. Hey, you have a chance to get out of an inning with 3 strikeouts or something like that. Yeah, I'm going to videotape that because I want people to feel that.
I think it's important to see too, because you have captured some iconic moments from the same spot in the outfield for what feels like 10 years. I think it's only more like 7, but still, it's. You're talking about like we're talking about earlier with the Quinnipiac, that interaction. Hoover jumping into your guys' arms after
Yeah.
the Virginia win, all the Texas stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you talked about all the regionals we've been in, just so many home runs, so many strikeouts, and it's been so special to see because you don't get that point of view at all without you
Sure.
taking a leap of faith, being like, you know what, I'm just going to do it. Even if it did take a couple drinks, it's like,
right.
I'm going to
Had
do
some
it.
liquid courage. Well, look, my favorite moment though, my son is born.
Oh, and of course the baby picture where you're like,
April.
oh, let's go.
I know.
Yeah.
April, but the cool part of it, like my wife was sitting, so we started, not started, we've now got we've got a Starlink, we got the TVs, and some people bash like, hey, why don't you enjoy the game? Like, you know what? Our wives, don't get me wrong, our wives love baseball, but like they allow us to do this.
Yeah, literally.
Guys, so we're like, hey, let's just have a little spot back here with some fans and some. Our heaters depending on what time of year. We'll throw the TV up, and then we'll sit back there, and the guys will be cooking and just kind of hanging out and catch a drink in between here and there. But my son was born in April. And then we've got the whatever regional that was that we won the regional. I guess 2018. I guess. But she was like, I know that you would want Bennett to be a part of it. So she walks Bennett like our 3-month-old kid. And she goes, hey, I know you want to be a part of it. I was like, it'd be cool. It's something we'll always remember. So, like, we'd literally have, them going dogpiling in the background and me with me and my wife and my firstborn son. I mean, you know what? It's awesome.
Yeah.
I did that for me. I don't do a lot of personal stuff, but, like, that was for me. I was like, oh, by the way, we can also capture this. And we threw it up online. But, yeah, we've had some really cool experiences. Certainly my son. But you've got, man, I don't even know. Where do you start? Marty Costas, player for Maryland, who you're jawing with, and he was just awesome. Great guy. I'm like, hey, man, like, hey, you want a hot dog or hamburger? Like, what do you want? Hey, man, I got a hot dog. Joking. He was joking. Mm-hmm. And he was like, hey, we got it right here. So I've got the video of that. Him coming back, and he grabbed it.
Finals, yeah.
And he's, stuffing it down his throat before that. But, I reached out to, I told him about Quinnipiac. That's my top 3.
Has to be, yeah, for sure. I mean, it blew up. Like, I remember seeing it on ESPN and all this stuff about, like, the interaction and everything. It blew up.
Those are things that when you realize that Twitter account, which is a stupid little social media account, really, I mean, I don't take it too serious. It's probably some people think I do. I don't take it nearly as serious as probably some people do. But I want positive. There's so much negativity. Look, I get as frustrated as anybody about why did we bunt on that play?
Sure.
Right? Or why did we do that? Why did football? Why did we run this draw versus? Believe me, I have my own person. Like, what are we doing? Mm-hmm. But there's enough of that, right? There's enough of that.
Yeah, you're telling me.
But as a player, especially now, I'll bet you were just getting wore out depending on the situation.
Sometimes it's hard to listen to, but I get it.
Yeah, no, you're told to shut it off, but you can't.
Yeah, it's
at a certain point, it's going to still interact. So, let's get some positivity out there. So I come from the positive perspective. Why not? But no, the Quinnipiac thing, you've got, and I forget his name, Colin Donnelly was the pitcher who said, I am the jungle.
Oh, yeah, that dude was a nut job. Yeah, I remember
he was.
that. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, he's actually really nice.
I'm sure he's a great dude, but to do that before you go on, if I'm his teammates, I'm like, dude, shut up.
Hey, why would you? Why would you? Why are you? But we interacted beforehand. So he sent me a DM. Hey man, I wasn't trying to be rude. I was like, dude, you're good. I love it. Hey, I hope your family comes by. Tell them to come out. Tell them to come find the megaphones after Jared. But over time, you get to meet this guy, Anthony Cruz, our left fielder. And just a really nice guy, But we tell every player this, especially for a weekend series or something like that. We can make this either your greatest experience of your life, or we can make it absolutely miserable. If I get a 10-year-old kid or 12-year-old kid on a megaphone, they will wear you out.
Good luck, literally.
You don't want that. Yeah. But it's up to you. And we're welcome. We're more than willing to do go any way you want to. But no, we just got to know him over the time. Just with a little, hey, Bud Light or liquor or whatever, or like blonde or brunette. I mean, I don't know. Like, so you start with a little left hand, right hand kind of stuff, and then in between innings and in between pitching changes, and they're chatting back and forth. Like, hey, it's kind of cool. You guys are kind of fun. It's like, hey, we can, but watch your tone though.
Yeah, exactly.
And then over time, you finally get to know these guys, and then we're like, hey, we like that guy, and so when they're playing the other game, we'll come out and support him. Mm-hmm. And then by then, you're like, we know that it's coming to his last. You realize the kid's a senior, and then you just realize, okay, this is a moment we can have a really cool moment for him. So, it was the last pitching change coming up to the last, probably 8th inning or so. We're like, we know this is this kid's last time. He's kind of feeling it right now. And yes, he could go hang out, with his center fielder or whatnot. But like, hey man, why don't you come out with us? And so I popped the camera, and so we're chatting. We're like, hey man, as soon as this inning's over, come back here. We got a little package for you. Mm-hmm. And so some of the wives put together a little package and stuff.
That's awesome.
And sent him back with it. And then we did our first ever jungle jump for a team. Because we called him. We're like, hey man, we're gonna do a jungle jump after the game if we win. So he comes out, and Donald Lee, the jungle, came out. And so then we finally yelled, hey man, tell your whole guys to come out. So Q pack, and had them all coming out, and then they did the jungle. Cool. It was a cool moment. It really was. And there's not enough sportsmanship out there. Why not try it every now and then?
Especially now. I mean, coming from the field that they play at, and probably the funds that they have, it's like. That is probably their best baseball moment they've ever gotten to experience, and it was because of you guys' generosity and just, hey, come hang out.
Sure. When Bethany Bradshaw wrote the book, Never Take This for Granted, myself and another guy helped her kind of come up with stories and things and get her in contact with players and stuff. And
sure.
So I got to speak with Anthony and Colin. After that, I was able to get their numbers and all, and we chatted, and it's been cool. We got on a little 3-way call with them, and where I brought in Bethany and that was their top atmosphere, like by far. Yeah. He's like, I just never would have expected anything there. He said, we hear all this place is hostile and blah, 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 blah. He said, man, it was completely different and exactly the same. Incredibly hostile, but awesome. So it's cool.
Being able to develop that relationship with even opposing players and the players now. I mean, we've got a super close relationship. Yeah. We're close friends, but how has it been over time being able to develop? I mean, you guys were obviously super close with Lane because he was out there every single day. But I mean, developing relationships with those guys and seeing them leave and come back and come back to the jungle and spend time with you guys. What has that been like? Is it the rewarding part of it all? Is it awesome to be able to see us back here?
Yeah. And no knock on y'all, but we get to know your parents.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, that's really special. Mm-hmm. Because especially pitchers' parents, because you in theory you're only playing for maybe one game a weekend, so they get more time to be out and about. My favorite aspect of all of it is when you have that guy that's been gone for 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
Like you will always have a cold beer waiting for you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like to know that like no matter what, I don't care what coach is the head coach or whatnot. Any all that is transient.
Yeah,
but there's always a group of people that has got a cold beer waiting for you and then ready to talk shop. Mm-hmm. And look, even just Starling out at left field, a group of us went
that
down
guy was a
year.
traveling soldier.
Put
it in the postseason. It was crazy.
It was insane.
That guy was unbelievable.
So he came out to Frenchies with us this past year. And,
of course he did.
No doubt. And his little wife beater kind of thing.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, and so, but like those things, even like Chad Tracy's dad, Chad Tracy he played professional baseball. Interested Ella, his daughter
softball.
is softball. Yep.
So cool.
That whole, but anyway, but his father still comes to all the games.
No way.
Comes to all the games, and so that stuff is special. Seeing when the players come, the Lawhorns coming back. They were from the early 2000s. Yeah. But yeah, knowing that you guys are always going to be able to come back and have a home, know that you have a home. Look, the Sailors, like I go back and look at Mike Saylor and Miss Cheryl. They basically raised my kids. One of my favorite stories here is you got my son is just screaming. I mean, just crying. He's a kid. He's a baby.
He's a baby, yeah.
And so I'm holding him on my arm and videoing probably. And or we're starting a purple gold. Actually, we're starting purple gold, and Miss Cheryl, who I did not know who she was, I hadn't met her before, and she goes, "Hey, you want me to hold that baby?" I was like,
"That's exactly how she said it too."
You want me to hold that baby?
Yeah.
Hey, give me that baby.
Yeah.
Okay. And so Bryn comes up. She goes, "Hey, where's Bennett?" I'm like, "Some lady's back here rocking him, and he's asleep. So just please, I don't." She goes, "Well, who is?"
She's a vet. That's why.
Who is? I know that's right. Yeah, that's right. She's the best. Who is she? I don't really know. But look, we're right here.
I can see it. He's not going anywhere. Yeah.
Well, then Bennett grows up with her, and then Rhett, my 4-year-old now. So we just knew, hey, Miss Cheryl, here's Rhett. You want to put her to sleep? And so it got to the point where, like with Bennett, hey, Garrett's about to go in. Do you want to? She goes, nope.
I got it.
This is
Because it keeps her calm. Yeah, that's exactly
she's
right.
a pacer. She's
Oh,
one of
dude,
the.
she's the best. But God, she gets so stressed out when
Yeah,
Garrett
no
pitch.
kidding. So it's like no. So like if you know that he's warming up, she's like, hey, where's the baby? So.
She was the same way in high school when Garrett would pitch, and even her other son Josh, who's our high school football coach, she's the same way. It's like
right.
she gets so like stressed out, like watching her kids compete and stuff. It's like, dude.
But man, just the parent. I love the parents.
Yeah.
And look, we do a lot of people don't realize it or haven't seen it. I've only posted a couple of pictures of it because I always forget to. I don't capture everything. You may not think that, but we do a pregame prayer.
Sure do. That started a couple years ago.
It did. It started, probably 3 years ago.
I think it started, if I remember correctly, Clearwater 22, maybe.
Maybe because the first time I remember doing it was Texas Super Regional.
I think it
probably would have been that year.
I think the first time that I saw it happen, because I remember you guys did it in the parking lot in the jungle, but I remember vividly all of the parents came down, and we're always on the third base side because we were always one of the top seeds. But they all came down towards the net, and I'm like, what are you? I was like, yeah, well, because they weren't like circling around; they were just like chatting, and I'm like, what the hell are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Like, we're about to play. Like, what are you doing?
What's happening here?
What are you guys doing? And I walk over, and I can't remember who told me we're about to pray, and I'm like, seriously? I'm like, this is sick, and because like you said, all the parents, all the fans, I'm like, all right, fine. Yeah. So we get in it, and then we won. And so we have to do it again. Yeah. And so we did it again and again and again. And that was in the midst of the 20-game win streak. So it's like, we're not losing.
Yeah, that's right.
So, but it's interesting.
We're not changing our clothes, and we're not changing our prayer.
Dude, that 20-game win streak was unreal.
Awesome.
Don't get me started.
Yeah.
But this episode's also brought to you by Caroline Cook Homes. Caroline is committed to helping you find your dream home, selling your property for the best possible price, and providing top-notch real estate services in Morehead City, Atlantic Beach, Greenville, and Winterville. She is dedicated to providing personalized attention and expert guidance to meet all of your real estate needs. Whether you are a first-time homebuyer or an experienced investor, Caroline is here to help you navigate the complex and ever-changing real estate market. She prides herself on local knowledge, professionalism, and commitment to exceeding your expectations. Explore her website at carolinecookhomes.com. That's carolinecookhomes.com to learn more about the services Caroline provides and the properties that she has to offer. Contact her today to start your real estate journey at carolinecookhomes.com. Again, that's carolinecookhomes.com. You can also reach her at ccookrealtor@yahoo.com or at 252-341-1992. That's ccookrealtor@yahoo.com or at 252-341-1992. Thanks, Caroline, for supporting the show. Another big thank you to Randy and Mary Ellen Cole. They are two people that bleed purple and gold and love ECU athletics and supporting athletes. I truly appreciate you guys for supporting the show and everything that you do and being a big part of what ECU athletics and ECU baseball has going forward in terms of NIL, fan support, and being at every game and supporting us whether we win or lose. If you guys get a chance to see Mary Ellen or Randy out in the community, please be sure to give them a big shout out for supporting the show and, of course, ECU athletics. Thank you, guys. Going into that, too, how important is it to have that sense of community with, I mean, everybody talks about how much of a baseball town Greenville is, but in athletics as a total, I feel like it is so important to have guys that are there you guys are so extremely consistent. And I think it's important to note that it's the same crew every single time, and you never waver. It's so even-keeled. I mean, yes, like you said, like, what the hell are we doing? Why are we bunting right there?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like we're still going to be, it's still going to be about the Pirates.
Yeah. So this is a baseball community. Little League World Series, softball World Series, but it starts with, well, I don't know. I say it starts with, when you've got the Overton, the LeClairs, even the Randy Mazey, the Godwins,
sure,
they have built successful programs, right? So some of that, certainly as far as the ECU stuff goes, it's certainly important that you've got winning programs, but you also have the downturns too. And in the end, you had a group of guys, and I give everything. You said before, you mentioned about me being a leader of the jungle. I don't accept that.
I know you don't, but we see it as.
I appreciate what you're doing. I got you. That's maybe the most visual way of seeing it. I appreciate it, but no, Tony and Charlie and that group of people, they are. Yeah. But to go back to it, but they started the community that is the jungle, and you just got to, and you're built into it, and you love it, and you do build those relationships, and you've got your Brian Dilday is going to be a youth director. He's going to show, but he's going to show up to yell at the fourth inning when he gets done with
every random kid.
Wearing his exactly wearing his khaki pants from church. You know, but it's the commitment, it's the love, it's the passion. Because you've got a group of guys that are wearing your colors, and regardless of the wins and the losses, regardless of the weather, it doesn't matter because you know what? We've got a group of guys that we enjoy hanging out with each other, first off. But we also love that there's a group of guys that are putting everything into it, all the off-season workouts that we don't have anything to do with. But we know that they're doing everything they can do it. Why not support them? And I think, and then you've got your kids that are, growing up in the jungle, and they're now 10, 12, 15, 16, going to college. And then in theory, they're going to be coming back to Greenville. And that is just, it's just continued to get bigger and bigger and bigger. It's exciting to be a part of.
Yeah, it's so cool to see that stuff grow. I mean, it has been, it was already big when I got here, but to see where it is now, I really...
It's consistently that big now. That's what I love it.
That's what's... Even after a year like we had last year where it was up and down and it was so rocky, it was always like, hey, we're going to show up and they're going to win today.
Yeah.
Even if they didn't.
It doesn't matter.
I really do believe that we're going to burn Omaha down whenever we go. Dude, it's going to be unbelievable.
It's
oh, my gosh.
And I'll say
that Jello shot challenge does not stand a chance.
No chance.
It really doesn't.
But I've and I'll just go and say it. I've had a deposit down for a house.
Yeah, you have.
In Omaha.
Yeah, you have.
This guy Yuri owns a house. I saw it on Airbnb one day, and I finally reached out to him. Hey, man, would you be willing to do something off the side? Hey, here's $2,000. I think it's $1,800. Can I just put this down rolling and for every year to the point? But I've helped them find people to other places. Hey, they're going. Can you help with hey, to put them in? He finally sent me the money back. He goes, hey man, I know you're good for it. He goes,
what a guy.
He goes,
shout
hey,
out Yuri.
He said, we got your houses ready. He got 3 houses.
Dude, oh my gosh.
But it's coming, babe. Look, it's coming.
It is. It is.
We're doing it the right way. And I don't look. There's certainly some challenges. There's no question on
especially nowadays
the rev gen and all this stuff and the transfer portal. Look, I was in athletics for a third of my life, and I know the challenges that they're going through and things that we don't even know what's going to come up in 5 years. But we're doing it the right way, and you've got a base of support that I don't care where a player's going to want to play for, and you just find the right guys.
That's the way it goes, dude. Yeah. I'm so excited. You're actually going to have people like sleeping on the floor of those houses.
Oh,
because it's so insanely hard. Because I remember, it's a bad story to bring up, but I remember when we lost to Texas in the second game, we all used to like go back to my house and hang out and kind of just recap the game and the atmosphere and stuff. And everybody was pretty drunk, except for us because we were obviously pissed we lost. But all the parents and girlfriends and fans and stuff. And they're like, yeah, we were trying to buy, we were trying to get hotel tickets and plane tickets. And I'm like, when?
Yeah.
Like the 7th inning. I was like, well, I mean, thanks for the jinx. Like, what the hell?
Here's the time to.
And they were saying it was just like, dude, it was like the amount of money that you had to do, or like the Hampton Inn across the street is like that 2 weeks.
Insanely
expensive. Ridiculous. So the fact that it's going to be one of those things where if we go, I do feel it is going to be one of those teams where you don't see it coming.
Yeah,
like I don't think it's going to be some juggernaut team where it's like all year, like they're going to go.
Mowing everybody down all the time.
It's going to be like a 16 seed that sneaks in somehow.
You know what? To go back to the 20, I feel like I can tell you this. I'm not superstitious, but like I'm a little stitious. You heard Michael Scott.
Michael Scott, yeah.
I'm the reason why we lost. So here's my jinx.
Okay.
I wasn't superstitious, but stitious now, and now I am superstitious because of this. So I'm the reason why. I wanted to start a Keith LeClaire chant.
Okay.
Leading into the final out, because I'm an idiot and I'm superstitious.
Oh, okay.
It's the 5th inning. We're
kicking their butt right now.
This is happening.
It's like 7-2. Yeah,
dude,
it's a happening.
Yeah. And
we all thought it.
But I was like, gosh, I really want to do this.
I need to find.
But I need to find who's going to be my LeClaire
on the other side.
I got to find somebody in the stands. I never do this, so I go up to the stands and I find.
What the hell, dude?
I did. And I'm not going to say the person's name because I don't know if they want to know. But I tell the person, I'm like, hey, I just want you to know we're going to start, and you're going to see we've got, there's an old picture of Davey Penning, who was a great pitcher for us back with the Keith sign. Yeah. Look, and I was there when we won the Conference USA Championship, and when Leclerc, he started the year throwing BP. By the middle of the season, couldn't button up the top button.
Yeah, that's right.
To being in the van, right? And they dumped the Gatorade bath on the van, and Davey Penny's holding up the Keith sign. We found the Keith, but we emulated the Keith sign.
Right.
We were going to hold that up, and that was instead of purple gold.
They were just going to go. Okay.
Leclerc. Okay. I just felt like this is cinema.
It would have been. I mean, in
Wouldn't
hindsight, if that had actually happened, that would have been a sick
So I'm
video.
going to, hey, we're going to do this, and then the guy I'm talking to has eaten peanuts, and it starts almost blubbering, crying, and he's like, "This is going to happen, isn't it?"
Oh my gosh, you guys!
And it was me. So by the time I walked back from the third baseline where I talked to the guy, to the time, yeah, we.
Dude, I mean, I can't fault you because I think I would have. Everybody was getting ahead of themselves. We were getting ahead of ourselves, and we were in the dugout and stuff. But it was like, I mean, we thought we had it. We thought we really did because the bullpen was set up perfectly. Terwilliger was throwing 89 mile an hour invisiballs that nobody could hit. It was crazy. So it was,
balls. But it is what it is. but you know what? That atmosphere was
insane.
Starling's bomb.
It was, dude.
Come on.
It was like, it was one of those things where they say there were 6,000, 7,000. There were 10,000 people there without a shadow of a doubt.
You can't tell the fire marshal how many people were actually there.
Yeah, exactly.
No question.
No.
It was awesome.
I mean, it was unless I get to play at the next level. And I even think sometimes when I talk to guys like Gavin or like Norby and stuff, they're like, yeah, it was, I saw it on TV. It was cool. But talking like Trey and stuff, it's like, I don't care what I play in the MLB. Like, that is going to be one of the coolest atmospheres I've ever played in.
What I love about Clark Leclerc is you're right on top of the people.
Dude. I mean, it's like the stands are like this, and then obviously the jungle and stuff, but the stands are straight down, and then you're hearing it from the out. You're hearing it from all angles.
Yeah. Look, and I love Ole Miss, work there, and they have 10,000 people. Mm-hmm. But you've got the
Legally.
left field and the right. Yeah, that's right. Left field. That's right. Left field and right field. There's a road separating them.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen it over. They're 30 feet away.
Far away. Yeah.
So anyway, it's different, man.
Yeah, it's special.
Love it.
This episode is brought to you by Young's Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. It is the only clinic in Greenville that you should be going to for your PT and training needs. They specialize in physical therapy for athletes in the active population, and their PTs are sports-specific and know how to treat any injury. They also have private, semi-private, and team training for workout classes or conditioning. And they are all highly trained professionals who collaborate and utilize a team approach in an elite 9,300 square foot facility. Thank you to Kevin and Jennifer for supporting the show and being the official physical therapy provider for ECU Athletics. They are amazing in the community, and hearing Kevin's testimony on the show just a while ago shows that they're good, God-loving people, and they are here for you guys to work together to make you stronger. Thank you, Kevin and Jennifer Youngs, for supporting the show. This episode is also brought to you by my guy, Brandon Manning. From his days as a Pitt Community College Bulldog to his years at ECU, Brandon Manning bleeds purple and gold in anything local sports. Born and raised in Pitt County and your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in Winterville, Brandon can set you up with auto, home, life, and health insurance by calling him at 252-531-1812. That's 252-531-1812. Thank you, Brandon, for supporting the show and being an avid ECU baseball supporter. Your fandom does not go unnoticed, and we are super glad that you are a Pirate and so grateful for everything you do in the community, helping the kids how to learn to play the game the right way. Shout out to you, Brandon Manning, for supporting the show. Appreciate you, man. This episode is also brought to you by Tiebreakers. Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. and is the best place to watch your favorite sports while enjoying the best wings in town. They also offer sandwiches, appetizers, cold beer, and more. You can follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. Tiebreakers is in Greenville at Bells Fork on Greenville Boulevard and in downtown Winterville on Railroad Street. Thank you, Bram and Tracy Anderson, for supporting the show. Really appreciate you guys. Tiebreakers has always been a great spot that a lot of the guys, when I played, would go hang out and eat at. The service was always top-notch. The food was always great, and there are always sports on. So shout out to you guys for being supporters of local and ECU athletics. And, of course, thanks for sponsoring the show. Appreciate you guys. I've thought of this question on the way here, actually. If take away, never take this for granted. Mm-hmm. If there was a book about the jungle and you had to write it, what would the prologue or intro be to that book? It could be a phrase. It could be a paragraph. It could be a page. But what would it be encompassed in your mind of like, all right, here's how we're going to start this thing?
Wow.
Yeah, no, on the spot. Sorry.
And I can't use never take this for granted?
You can if you want, but I was more saying the book that was already written. If it's
gotcha.
like take that out. But if there's a brand new book about the jungle,
Yeah.
if you want that to be the line, that could be the line.
Well, for what it's worth, Bethany reached out to me and asked, "Hey, you're okay for me to use this? I think it's going to be the title. Are you okay to use it?" Nah, that's it.
That's it.
Because this is special. It's a special place.
Mm-hmm.
The hallowed grounds of it's not that, but like the people are what make the field, which make the environment, which makes the program special. No, I would say never take this for granted, because there's also the quote from Anthony Bernard, The Office again. Sorry.
So good.
Sorry. I wish there was a time, and I'm going to paraphrase it. I wish there was a way to know when you were in the good old days.
Before you're
when you didn't realize
exactly.
that you're in the good old days.
That's right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So the grind gets you there. You don't realize that the grind is what it's about. So I think I could probably word it better, but I think if you can combine never take this for granted, because you know what? We're in a great spot.
That's true.
But also, these are the good old days.
Mm-hmm.
You're living it right now. Like
Embrace it and cherish it. Yeah.
I was never going to be 20 again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never going to be. I'm 43, 44 now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never going to be my 40s again. I'm only going to get older. I'm in the good old days right now, right?
Yeah.
So right now, we have everything we need to win a national championship today. The roster we had last year, to be good, could take it as a negative. I loved it because the guys that are coming back this year are insanely talented,
And the guys that were hurt last year that are coming back
that
are also
have
insanely talented.
never played at the level that they did before
Mm-hmm.
because of the injury, and they're coming back. And then the pieces that they've got that are coming in, I'm so pumped the way we utilize JUCO and the way. And sorry just to talk baseball, but like I could talk this all day, but like we are ready.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in every aspect.
These are the good old days.
In every aspect.
Yeah,
without a doubt. All right, a couple more questions.
Yeah.
These are, and then we'll get into the football.
Okay.
This is, I do this with pretty much every guest. First thing that comes to your head. Again, not to put you on the spot.
Yeah, let's do it.
What is the favorite, if you had to pick one, I know it's hard, in all of the time from when it could be 2018 on in this, I guess, era of Coach Godwin, favorite game you've ever watched from your sheet? And you can pick more than
No,
one.
I
I'm
got
not
you.
going to make you pick. I'm not going to make
All right,
you put it on the spot.
The hype leading up to the Chase Burns versus Trey Savage game was matched,
Yeah.
and it lived up to the hype. That was probably one of my favorite games I've ever witnessed live.
I think professional or collegiate. It was,
Yeah.
same.
It was, and it wasn't just about those two players, because there were some insanely good defensive ball played behind them.
Bunch of diving plays and.
But yeah, so that is home. I mean, probably one of those. But look, the Travis Watkins home run against Virginia at Charlottesville Regional. Talking about stepping up in a big moment. A group of us went and traveled for the Super Regional against Vandy. That
was crazy.
Yeah, Gavin Williams versus
Kumar.
Kumar Rocker versus Leiter and Wiz.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, to go back 10 years before that, Kumar Rocker was a toddler when his dad was a defensive line coach at Ole Miss.
That's right. He coached football.
Tracy Rocker.
That's right.
So, like, I knew Kumar when he was an oversized, 8-year-old.
Kid,
or whatever.
exactly.
Like, who was this 14-year-old? So he's 8.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
but like that game was just insane. Of course, you're not just playing against the 9. You're also playing against the umpire behind the plate, which
don't get me started.
I know.
Yeah.
So but no, those are some of my favorite. Look, but I also go back, like, even let's talk old, long. What year were you born?
01.
All right, so in '99.
Okay.
Corey Scott, who comes out to the jungle,
Oh, yeah.
calls out in the jungle. Look, I think he led the country in saves.
Oh,
for years.
he lets you know about it too.
Does he? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't talk to him much about that. Ironically, we don't talk about that. But that guy was lights out. He comes up on the mound, man. It's over.
Nails. Yeah.
Sam Nairn was a pitcher here.
Sam Nairn's the best.
Oh, Evan Krasinski. I mean, like, there's such a look, and I can get into all the hitters between Pack, who are more recent guys, to Kai Roller, to Chad Tracy. I mean, how do you live? Look, Lee Delfino. Look, Eric Bakich. The first ever jungle jump was Eric Bakich in 2002-ish, I guess, whenever year the Clark LeClaire was made. When Bakich came back with Michigan for the Cleats LeClaire Classic, he sent his left fielder out with, I don't know if you knew this, with a stack of Gatorade cups and with a note, because he used to bring Brian Dilday cups.
Oh, really?
Or they would send him out, would bring him cups, like, for, hey, man, I need some water.
No way.
He would bring cups when he was a player. So when he comes back years later as the head coach of Michigan, he brings back a stack of cups.
That's awesome.
With a note, you guys are the best. Thanks so much, whatever.
Oh, man.
But no,
Special.
but I mean, even like the Bakich and Nick Schnabel ended up being one of my roommates. So, I mean, to Godwin, I mean, you know, there's just such a, I've got so many, I've got so many great memories of the Kinston Regional and the Wilson Regional or Super. I really do have, I've just got very, there's so many different eras that have so many great moments that it's hard to pick 10 because there's really 60.
Yeah, there's probably even more than that.
Yeah, for sure.
If there is, all right, so you have one guy, 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth, and it could be a starter or a reliever that you have to get 1 out to go to Omaha, and you have 1 at bat, bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the ninth, need a hitter to go to Omaha. Who are the 2?
All right, here we go. You got, and I'm going to ask you, you got a runner on third?
Runner on third. Bases, yeah, well, yes.
Sorry, okay.
Bases loaded in both instances, 2 outs, and you need one guy to go out there and get it out, and one guy to go out there and get a hit.
Here's my hitter.
Okay.
Lane Hoover.
Okay.
Because he's going to wink.
He's going to be the chillest dude, yeah.
He's going to wink over it at Cliff at third base. And he's like, I got this. And he's going to go backside.
Okay.
And then,
it's probably exactly what would happen. The softest line drive
it's
ever.
Going to be
yeah, a
little
little floater over
Texas
short.
Leaguer.
Yeah.
So Hoover's my guy. Because he's going to choke up as high as he can.
Yeah, he's going to have his hands on the barrel.
Yeah, that's right. The barrel's going to be this long.
Yeah.
Ooh, pitcher. We've had some studs.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's tough. That's why I'm asking the questions.
And I can't choose Danny Beal.
You can if you want. I don't know why you would over some other guys, but
how many
you can.
heat packs are you going to have on the knees?
All of them. All of the heat packs.
Look, Corey Scott was nails.
Corey's
my guy.
Yeah. Corey and Lane, book it.
Yep.
Best away fans that you've had come to the jungle.
Tulane.
I've heard that. I've heard that multiple times from Brian and my dad being like, Tulane knows how to throw down.
We had a group of dads that kind of trickled their way over after one game, and then the second, third game, Tulane. I enjoyed the Texas players' parents, but you could feel the aura.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
The burnt orange.
It's the thing.
Yeah.
But they the people they were good people.
Yeah.
So honestly, I'd probably say Tulane.
Wow, good for Tulane. Yeah, New Orleans too. Yeah, good for them.
There's a bon relay. They're good too. I used to live in Louisiana.
Yeah, that's true. Southeast Street. There you go. Yeah, Creole cheese. Best food and beer combo that the jungle has to offer.
Ooh. When we cook a pig, done.
Pretty good.
Look, yeah. First of all, we've got our guy, but Charlie Martin. I don't even know. He's a professional food judge. Do you know this?
Of course he is. I had no idea.
Oh my gosh,
he
he travels around the East Coast. Like he's like certified to be whatever. So like the guys that he has do their whole hog. Ugh. So
good stuff.
So anyway, whole hog, and then look, I'm a liquor guy. So I'm a rum and diet guy.
There you go. Good for you.
That's right.
Throw a few down. Nice.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well, let's get into football then. What do you got?
12-0. 14-0.
Wow.
Right?
How modest.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Look.
I can read. JC came on the other day, and I read off the schedule for him. I can read off the schedule for you if you'd like.
Let's do it.
Okay. It was. I think what was his? His was like 7-5, 8-4, something like that. I think mine's 8-4. But I mean, I'm very. I went to the football luncheon the other day, and I think it's.
I'm very high on our offense.
Yeah, score a lot of points.
And I'm even higher on our team speed on defense.
Really, I'm excited to see
which
it.
We haven't really. No knock on our, but our team speed has been okay. But our team speed this year on defense, I'm pumped about. I really am. We don't have some of the youth. We don't have the older guys and whatnot. But let's see who's got the.
I got it.
Yeah, what you got?
NC State.
Win.
It was a dumb
You
question.
look, I married into
I know it was a dumb question. I know.
No, my father-in-law played football at NC State, and he ended up playing with the Falcons afterwards. So
You got to let him have it.
I can't trash NC State like I used to, but I can for that game.
Yeah, sure can. Are you going?
There's a bear.
Yeah, sure. Campbell at home.
Oh, win.
Coastal on the road.
Tough game.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody's thinking like, oh, we're gonna
No.
dog walk it. They're a good
Tough
team.
game. I win. We win.
Okay, that's 3-0. BYU at home.
I think it's a loss.
Okay, good. I say good, but like 4-0 would have been.
I'm realistic.
Army at home on a Thursday night.
Do we have a bye week before or no?
No.
That's a short turnaround,
It's
right?
short 5 days. As Blake Carroll likes to say, they have us on a short week.
Yeah, I heard that a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's probably a loss.
Okay. Tulane on the road the following Thursday.
Win.
Actually, no, I think there's a bye week
No,
in between
there's a
there.
bye week in between.
Bye week, yep. Win at Tulane. Okay,
Yep.
so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 2. Tulsa at home Thursday.
Win.
5 and 2.
Yep.
Temple on the road on Saturday.
Win with 1,000 people in the stands
Yeah, literally.
and probably raining in 40 degrees.
Charlotte at home.
We win because we have to. Enough of this.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Memphis at home.
Home. Win.
UTSA on the road.
Tough.
Really tough. Yeah.
Tough. That's my toss-up. But win because
FAU.
because
Okay.
we're playing our tail off. We were now.
It's a big win streak. It's a big win
we
streak.
know it. Hey, we have a chance. This is a conference championship type conversation now.
It sure is.
All right, so FAU
FAU on the road.
win. They have a good quarterback though.
So that's.
Here we go. So here's my.
Oh, that's
All
funny.
joking aside, I had my ceiling. My ceiling was 10-2. My floor is 7 and whatever the math is
7-5. There's
There's a lot of swing games there.
I think they go on a 3-game losing streak. They go
To start?
They get to 3 and
Okay.
3. They beat State, beat Campbell, beat whoever it is, Coastal.
Yep.
Lose to BYU, lose to Army, lose to Tulane.
Yep.
And then they win out. Potentially, the only game, like you said, is UTSA that worries me. Just because on the road, I get it. They just score a ton of points.
Yeah.
At least they did last year. But no, I'm very excited to watch.
We have the team speed now to match all the spread, which I don't think we had before. Like our linebackers, I think are really fast. I'm excited to see that.
Mhm.
So I've gone up to a couple practices to check on the knee braces of
Sure.
offensive linemen.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. It was only for
This guy's a vet. He knows what he's
Yeah,
doing.
listen here. No, only not for long. I like our team speed at linebacker,
Mhm.
and I like we have edge rushers, which we didn't really have. I'm excited about it.
Intrigued to see it.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well, dude, Jared, I really do appreciate the time. You more than enough time, but I appreciate you coming and hanging out and chatting and talking a little about the jungle and about yourself. But thanks for coming on. Hope you enjoyed it.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Anything we can do to help the Pirates.
Awesome. Sweet. Good man. All right. That was Jared Plummer. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. Like I said, really, really fun conversation. Cool perspective from him as we had Brian Dilday on the fall. And now we got, obviously, the man, the myth, the legend, Jared Plummer. But hope you guys enjoyed this one. Be on the lookout for more episodes coming soon in the next couple weeks. But, yeah, Jared was awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed this one.